The new communication standard for financial organizations to exchange data, ISO 2022, went online today. Monday marks the beginning of a new era in the financial world, not merely another ordinary Monday. A reset button has been pressed on the world's financial system. A seismic shift has occurred despite appearances in the way banks communicate with one another. It is expected to revolutionize the global financial system. While everyone else was preoccupied with other matters, this modification, representing a complete departure from the old method of constructing the pipes that transport trillions of dollars globally, was underway. Much effort went into ensuring that Ripple's plans would be compatible with ISO 2022. XRP, its native token, was specifically built to thrive in this setting. The ecosystem that is just now taking shape as companies everywhere adopt this new norm. Ripple has not slowed down. In fact, it has accelerated. As it becomes the connecting tissue between traditional banking and the digital-first future, XRP is fulfilling a destiny it was practically designed for. However, upon closer inspection, it becomes apparent that they are not merely abstract concepts. This signifies a fundamental reconstruction of the world's financial arteries. When compared to other cryptocurrencies, Ripple is both stable and not a passing trend. As one of the few blockchain-based platforms, it has gained the recognition of major financial institutions worldwide. Its token XRP aims to address a major issue faced by the sector: international money transfers in real time, without the current issues and enormous expenses. The worldwide backbone for interbank communications, SWIFT, has a secret internal memo that has leaked and is already creating ripples. Reportedly, the agreement instructs participating banks to hold 10 million XRP until the end of 2024. Their ability to adhere to ISO standards will be ensured by this budget requirements for the year 2022. People are starting to recognize this as a strategic need, not only a concept. For the new financial architecture to work, banks aren't merely placing bets on XRP, they're really purchasing it. According to this document, XRP is the best neutral liquidity token, putting it squarely in the tree. No mention of Bitcoin or Ethereum is made, so pay attention to that. Just XRP is. If that kind of backing materializes, it might significantly alter the way conventional banking systems treat digital assets. Crypto is now breaking out of the sandbox and onto the big stage, this time as an actual requirement rather than a passing fad. It will be a huge event if even a handful of the largest institutions in the world are mandated to handle cryptocurrency. There might be a massive demand shock if each coin has 10 million XRP. To get a sense of the magnitude of the problem, just multiply that by a large number of institutions. Here we have math, not theory, and the math speaks to a future where XRP is the talk of the town, not only a topic. If the reported mandate is true, 100 banks throughout the globe will implement it. Receives 10 million XRP, not a rounding error, but a significant portion of 1 billion XRP has been removed from circulation. Although there are currently 53 billion XRP in circulation, a significant portion of that amount is either held in escrow by Ripple or has been lost over time as a result of various factors. The amount of XRP actually floating around in the market is far smaller when all of those XRP that have been misplaced, forgotten, or are sitting in the portfolios of long-term investors are removed. In a nutshell, supplies are running low and could cause a massive supply shock in the market if demand increases. As a result of skyrocketing demand, the price can only rise, not by a little, but maybe by a factor of several. Even more alarming is the fact that some market watchers aren't hesitant to make predictions, even when those projections sound ridiculous. $100,000 worth of XRP. That seems like something out of a dream initially, but as you consider that XRP is undergoing training to support a worldwide financial system that processes tens of trillions of dollars annually, and everything becomes much clearer. When comparing market caps, the conventional wisdom about cryptocurrency doesn't apply. A crucial component of the infrastructure of the future, this is more than just a digital asset. When it comes to international money transfers, there is a banks with assets worth several $1 trillion are in dire need of a solution that will provide them with regulatory certainty, rapid settlements, and minimal expenses. That is absolutely correct with XRP. It's a bridge between the inefficient and broken world of conventional banking and the revolutionary blockchain technology. It's more than a technical fix. This bridge is now obviously necessary due to the implementation of ISO 22122. The wait for a scalable liquidity token that complies with regulations is over. The time has come. Establishments are clandestinely preparing. They're buying XRP covertly rather than disclosing their intentions to the public. The major players may have already established the new price floor before ordinary investors learn about it. The impeccable timing of this is what adds to its excitement. It appears that the long-running dispute between Ripple and the SEC is finally winding down. Paul Atkins, who is well known for being crypto-friendly and receptive to new ideas, is supposedly going to succeed Gary Gendler as chair of the SEC soon. The long-awaited clarity on regulations is suddenly appearing more feasible. Ripple has a large number of established business allies. International money transfers to and from Latin America, Asia, and the Middle East are made easy and fast using it by major banks including Santander, SBI Holdings, and Bank of America. There is actual life and growth happening in the West with the Ripple system, not merely testing it. Playing catch-up is the situation. Additional components are held by the U.S. Federal Reserve. The recent approval of stringent regulations has opened the door for American banks to deal with digital assets. The timing of the green light was perfect, of course. The liquidity bridge and regulatory issue have been resolved, and XRP is prepared to launch with the rollout of ISO 2022-2. The groundwork is complete and the supports are established. Our current observation is the end. Now that XRP is part of the blueprint for a new financial age, we can address the skeptics who ask, wait a second, how is it possible for XRP to reach $100,000? A market cap in the hundreds of trillions, wouldn't it be incredible? The obvious answer is yes, but we aren't dealing with pure speculation here. Rather, we are discussing the practical value of an item and its utility. Global trade, sovereign debt, and interbank transfers may all be settled using XRP, rendering the conventional methods of calculating market capitalization obsolete. This is about more than simply a cryptocurrency. It's about the foundation of international finance. Infrastructure is extremely significant due to the fact that everything is dependent upon it. And what's even better is that it's already taking place. XRP is now accepted as payment by VPN services like as NordVPN and Surfshark. There have been no major announcements or tweets from wealthy people, but more and more use cases are appearing. Without any fanfare, XRP is carrying out its intended function. The question then becomes, how will you put this data to use? Gather data and begin investigating. Keep tabs on on-chain wallet activities by learning about it. Visit Ripple's expanding network of affiliates. Look at the structures going up before us. You don't need the news to validate your suspicions.